Okay, let's unpack this. You've shared a stack of sources with us, all zeroing in on building an online business, specifically using Shopify.
Right, yeah, everything from, the common mistakes people make to really getting into the nuts and bolts of the platform and even looking ahead a bit.
And our mission for this deep dive is, well, to pull out those really important nuggets,
Yeah.
the insights, the practical steps, maybe some surprising facts, basically give you a shortcut to getting up to speed on this whole area.
Yeah, we're going to walk you through what these sources say actually works, what often doesn't, and really how platforms like Shopify give you the tools to go beyond just, selling stuff and actually build something solid,
So
sustainable.
you gave us the material. We're here to help sort through it. So let's dive in
Yeah.
because here's where it gets, I think, really interesting. We kind of have to start with this thing that gets talked about a lot, but maybe isn't fully understood. Traditional drop shipping.
Absolutely. There's this common idea, right? Especially if you're just starting out, maybe you don't have a lot of cash, or you're younger, that drop shipping is the easy path to online money.
And there's some truth to that.
Well, yeah, in the sense that it lets you test ideas without buying a ton of inventory first. So failing is cheaper. Time is mostly what you're spending when you test.
And this is a big but from the sources. That traditional model, shipping straight from AliExpress or similar places, it's often just not sustainable. Why not?
The number one reason it comes up again and again in the material, it really boils down to just a terrible customer experience.
Because you don't actually control the product or how it gets there.
Exactly. You've got zero quality control, like none, and zero control over the shipping the supplier uses.
Which means people wait forever.
Weeks, sometimes months, yeah. For a product that, when it finally lands, might look nothing like the picture, just be, low quality. One source even mentioned this big AliExpress drop shipping store, huge volume, but it eventually just imploded. The reviews killed it. Just endless complaints about slow delivery and, frankly, junky products.
Yeah.
Even finding a winner couldn't save it from that bad experience.
Okay, wow. So bad customer experience, that's problem one. What's the second big issue the sources highlight?
Competition. It's just ridiculously easy for other people to see what you're doing.
If you find something that works?
Yeah, if you hit on a winning product using that basic model, competitors spot it instantly, they copy your ads, find the same supplier,
And they're selling the exact same thing overnight.
pretty much. And unless you've built some kind of defense, some barrier, one source used this great analogy like building a castle.
The castle.
Yeah, you need a gate, a bridge, maybe a moat. Something that makes it hard, expensive, complicated for others to just waltz in and take your market. Without that, they can just outspend you, outscale you, push you right out.
I like that castle analogy. Makes sense. Okay, what's the third major headache, especially if you start to actually succeed and scale up?
Payment processors, this is a big one. As your sales volume climbs, platforms like PayPal, even Shopify payments, they start getting really wary of high volume dropshipping.
Why? Is it linked back to the bad customer experience?
Directly. All those long waits and quality issues lead to unhappy customers filing chargebacks with their banks.
Asking for their money back.
Exactly. And too many chargebacks makes you look risky to PayPal or Shopify. It hurts their relationship with the banks.
So they might see you as a problem client.
They might, yeah. The sources warn this can lead to them holding onto your money, like putting big reserves on your account, or worst case, just shutting down your payment processing entirely.
And then your cash flow dries up just when you need it to grow.
Exactly. Kills your momentum.
So let's recap the downside. Awful customer experience potential, super easy for competitors to copy you, and serious risks with payment processors. Doesn't sound like a great long-term plan.
As a business model, no, it's shaky long term. BUT. And this is the really crucial insight from the sources. Drop shipping is actually incredibly good for one specific purpose.
Okay, which is?
Finding your first winning product. That initial validation.
Because the barrier to entry is so low.
Precisely. You don't need to shell out thousands for inventory up front. You can test maybe 10, 20, 50 different product ideas relatively cheaply until one clicks, until you find something people actually want to buy consistently.
So it's not the business, it's the discovery tool for finding the core of the business.
That's the perfect way to put it. Use dropshipping for the right reason, product validation. And then the key is transition away from that model as fast as you possibly can once you find that winner.
And this isn't just theory, right? The sources say this is what the smart companies on Shopify actually do.
Absolutely. It's the standard playbook for building something real. The goal shifts from just making money from dropshipping to using that initial success to build a proper long-term brand.
Is there an example of how big a difference that makes?
Yeah, one source mentioned a business doing like $16,000 a month with drop shipping. They found their winner, made this pivot.
Yeah.
The very next month, revenue jumped to almost 5 times that, nearly $80. And by the end of that year, they were consistently hitting over $100,000 a month.
Wow. Okay, that's a serious impact.
Correct.
So let's say you've used dropshipping, you found that product. What are the actual steps, according to the sources, to make that transition, to build the brand?
The material lays out 3 main steps.
Yeah.
Step 1, completely redesign your store. Shift the entire focus to be around that winning product.
Okay, redesign. How? Like a store with just that one product.
That's one way, yeah. Approach B, as the sources call it. Build the store entirely around that single product, but then develop a suite of related products that all solve the same core problem.
Like the snow teeth whitening example they mentioned.
Exactly. Massive brand. Millions a month. Started with the kit, then added whitening wands, serums, toothpaste, floss, all focused on that one outcome. Whiter teeth. They even got on Ellen. It shows how big that single product family focus can get.
Right. And the other approach. Approach A.
Approach A is to fill the store with similar complementary products that kind of go hand in hand with your winner. Build up the category.
So if my winner is a special kind of, say, dog leash.
You might add collars, harnesses, maybe dog toys, treats, things a dog owner buying that leash would also be interested in. One source talked about a brand that did this, started with one thing, expanded the category, and now gets like 500,000 visitors a month.
Okay, got it. Redesign around the winner category or problem-focused. Step 2.
Step 2, work with an agent, usually an agent based in China.
Why an agent?
Because once you have proof of sales, an agent can help you source the product directly, get your own branding put on it, your logo, custom packaging. They help you order inventory in bulk, often at better prices. And crucially, they can arrange much faster, more reliable shipping for your customers than standard AliExpress methods.
Ah, so this tackles the quality control and the shipping time issues.
Exactly. It professionalizes your whole back end. The sources do add a note of caution, though. Vet your agents carefully. Not all are created equal, but they mention resources exist to find good ones.
Good tip. Okay, third step.
Create custom content. Stop using the generic supplier photos and videos everyone else uses.
Get the actual branded product in hand.
Yes, get your product with your logo on it and shoot your own photos, your own video ads. One source shared a story. They literally just use an iPhone and some friends to make new ads for their product.
And did it work?
Cut their ad costs in half and boosted their conversion rate significantly. Just having authentic, unique content made a huge difference.
That's powerful. So those 3 things: redesign the store, get an agent for branding and better logistics, create custom content. That's the leap.
That's pretty much it. Those 3 steps take you out of the generic dropshipping game and into building your own actual brand. It differentiates you from like 99% of the competition still stuck in that old model and sets you up for long-term success and better profits.
It really sounds like everything hinges on this idea of building a brand. But what does that practically mean, according to your sources?
Well, one source, an expert who's done like hundreds of millions in revenue, really boils it down. They said a brand is fundamentally just 2 things.
Okay.
A good product and a good customer experience. That's it.
Simple, but profound, maybe.
I think so. If your product is genuinely amazing, truly different, maybe solving a problem in a unique way, then your main focus might just be nailing that customer experience part.
Like making sure shipping is fast and reliable.
Exactly. Maybe using a 3PL, a third-party logistics company, to handle warehousing and shipping professionally, making returns easy, good communication.
But what if the product isn't that special? Maybe it's more of a trend or kind of gimmicky.
Then the sources say you've got to go back and work on the product itself, and they offer a really smart, practical way to do that.
Oh.
Dive into negative reviews, not just yours, if you have any, but specifically look at the negative reviews for your competitors selling similar stuff.
Find out what people are actually complaining about.
Precisely. What are the recurring problems? Is the material cheap? Does it break easily? Is a specific feature annoying? Collect all that feedback.
And then
Use it to make your product better. Fix those issues. Improve the materials. Tweak the design based on those real-world complaints.
that's brilliant. It's like free R&D, leveraging customer feedback that your competitors might be ignoring.
Exactly. It's research almost no one else does. And it lets you create a genuinely improved, unique product you can actually be proud of.
And probably charge more for, too.
Absolutely. Better product, better experience, better margins. That's branding in action.
Okay, that strategic shift makes a ton of sense. Now, let's get practical about the platform enabling this. Shopify. The sources cover getting started, the different plans. What are the options?
Yeah, Shopify has a few tiers. There's the starter plan, which is mentioned as being really for folks who already have a social media audience they want to sell to directly.
How much is that?
It's super cheap, like $5 a month. Sometimes they run deals like $1 for the first 3 months, but it's basic.
What do you mean basic?
Like no custom website themes, no access to the theme editor to really design a store, limited pages, limited navigation. You mostly just get product links you can share, often through an app called Linkpop, which is like Linktree, but from Shopify.
So not really for building that brand we were just talking about.
Not really, no. For building a proper online store, the sources usually point to the basic plan. That's around $25 a month. It gives you the core features, website builder, basic reports, lets you list products and manage orders, up to 10 inventory locations.
That's still some limitations?
Yeah, 0 staff accounts on basic, for instance. Transaction fees are a bit higher. As you grow, there's the main Shopify plan, then the advanced plan, which offer more features, better reporting, more staff accounts, and lower transaction fees.
And then there's Shopify Plus.
Right, plus is the enterprise level. For businesses doing really high volume, maybe outgrowing the standard plans, it's built for heavy traffic, offers more customization, dedicated support. It's a bigger investment, definitely has a learning curve, but for large businesses, the ROI can be huge.
Okay, so you pick a plan. How easy is it to actually get your products into the system?
Pretty straightforward, actually. You go to add a product, fill in the blanks, title, description. They even have an AI assistant that can help write descriptions, which is kind of cool. You can edit it, of course.
Save some time, I guess. What else?
Images are key. You upload a main featured image, then a gallery of others. Pricing, you put in the price customers pay. An optional compare it price if it's on sale. You can set whether tax applies and track your own cost per item.
What about inventory? Sizes, colors?
Yep. Inventory tracking is built in. You tell it how many you have, decide if you want to keep selling when you run out. And variants handle sizes, colors, materials, whatever. You define the option, like size, and the values, small, medium, large. You can even set different prices, images, or stock levels for each specific variant, like a blue shirt versus a red one. Oh, and shipping weight, super important for calculating shipping costs later. You add that here too. And SKUs, if you use them for tracking.
Got it. So products are in. Now making the store look good, the theme park.
Right. Themes control the look and feel. Shopify has a bunch of free ones. Dawn is popular, but there's also Crave, Craft, Sense, Taste, Studio. They keep adding more. Plus, tons of paid premium themes you can buy.
What if I start customizing a free theme, then decide I want a different one? Do I lose my work?
Good question. The sources highlight this. Your products and content, like blog posts or pages, will transfer over if you switch themes. But your layout customizations, how you arrange sections on the homepage, specific color settings you tweaked in the old theme editor, those generally do not transfer. You'll have to redo those customizations in the new theme.
Okay, something to keep in mind. So you pick a theme, then you use the theme editor.
Exactly. The editor shows you a live preview of your store. You can switch between seeing how it looks on desktop and mobile. On the side, there's a list of all the parts of the page. Header, footer, and all the content sections in between.
And you can change those sections.
Totally. You can add new sections like big image banners, grids of featured products, blocks of text, images side by side with text, video players. You can drag and drop them to reorder the page however you like.
What about basic branding? Fonts, logo?
Yep, easy stuff. You can change the fonts and sizes for headings and body text globally, upload your logo, adjust how wide it appears. For image banners, you can upload your picture, change its opacity, set the height, like small, medium, large, or adaptive to the image, choose where the text sits on it, even add little subtle animations.
You mentioned images.
Yeah.
The sources brought up accessibility.
Yes, super important point. Adding alt text to your images. It's a short text description of what the image shows.
Why do that?
2 reasons. 1, for people using screen readers, maybe because they're visually impaired, the alt text tells them what the image is. It makes your store usable for them. That's huge. Like 15% of people globally have some disability. 2, it helps search engines understand your images, which is good for SEO. It's a small effort with a big payoff.
Makes sense. Okay, so you've got products, the store looks good. How do you organize things if you have like dozens or hundreds of products so people can find stuff?
That's where collections come in. Think of them like categories. You group related products. All your t-shirts go in a t-shirts collection. All your ceramic mugs in a mugs collection.
How do you create them?
2 ways. Manually, where you just pick specific products to add. or automatically based on rules you set up. Like include any product with the tag coffee or any product where the title contains bean. Manual is easier when you start. Automatic scales way better if you have lots of products.
And these collections just appear on the site.
They create their own pages automatically, yeah, like collections shirts. And you can feature these collections on your homepage too in dedicated sections. You can customize how they look, how many products show per row, the image shape, stuff like that.
Beyond products and collections,
Yeah.
what other pages are essential, like About Us?
Definitely. You need those static pages for info that doesn't change much. An About Us page is great for telling your brand story. A contact page is crucial. Shopify even has a template to quickly set one up with a contact form.
And you link these from the menus.
Right. You add these pages and your collections to your navigation menus, usually a main menu at the top and a footer menu at the bottom. You can even nest items, drag one under another to create drop-down menus in your main navigation. Keeps things tidy.
Now, something the Squinches really hammered home was the importance of legal pages.
Oh yeah, absolutely critical, not just for protecting your business legally, but also for building trust with customers. People do look for these.
Shopify gives you templates for these.
It does provide basic templates, yeah. But the sources are very clear. These are starting points, not actual legal advice. You really should get a lawyer to review them, especially as you grow.
What are the must-have policies?
Okay, number 1, refund policy. Super important. Shoppers often check this before buying. Having a clear, fair policy can actually boost your sales and get people coming back. Number 2, privacy policy. This is usually legally required because you're collecting personal data, names, emails, addresses. You need to explain how you use and protect it. Number 3, terms of service. This sets the rules for using your site, protects your content, makes sure your business contact email is in there. And finally, a shipping page.
What goes on the shipping page?
Explain everything about shipping. What methods you use, what carriers, estimated delivery times, how you handle fulfillment, what your rates are. Transparency is key.
And make these easy to find. Footer links.
Definitely. Footer is standard. Maybe link the shipping and return policies on product pages too, or near the checkout, make it obvious.
Okay, store setup, policies are in place. Let's talk about the day-to-day. Managing orders, inventory and fulfillment.
Right. So you need to keep that inventory count accurate in Shopify so you don't sell things you don't have. Then decide how you'll fulfill orders. Are you packing boxes in your garage, using a fulfillment center? A mix. If you're doing it yourself, the sources stress having a really organized process is key. Printing labels, packing slips, getting packages out the door efficiently.
And shipping itself, getting rates, printing labels.
Shopify helps a lot here. It can handle calculating sales tax based on where the customer is, which is complicated but necessary. Your store's address and where you ship from matters for taxes too.
And the shipping rates customers pay.
Shopify Shipping is the built-in tool. It connects directly with carriers like USPS, UPS, DHL. It calculates the rates for you, and Shopify often gets you pretty significant discounts, the sources mentioned, up to 86% off retail rates sometimes. Then you can print the shipping labels right from Shopify, and it handles tracking.
How do you decide what to charge for shipping?
You've got options. You can charge the exact calculated cost from the carrier. You can offer flat rate shipping like $5 for all orders, or maybe free shipping over $50. Or you can offer free shipping on everything, but you'd need to build that cost into your product prices.
Can you set different rates for different countries?
Yep. You set up shipping zones for the regions you ship to, maybe one zone for the US, one for Canada, one for Europe. Then within each zone, you define your rates. You can base rates on the order weight or the order price, or just use the carrier's calculated rates, maybe adding a small handling fee if you want.
So getting product weights right when you add products is crucial then.
Absolutely vital if you're doing weight-based rates. You can also create special shipping profiles for certain products that might need unique rates, like something really heavy or fragile. But the sources say be a bit careful, make sure those don't clash weirdly with your general rates. Oh, and Shopify can also show customers an estimated delivery date, which is nice, and you can set up local pickup if you have a physical presence.
Okay, shipping handled.
Right.
What about keeping customers happy after the sale and actually getting more sales? Customer service and marketing tools.
Yeah, good customer service is part of that good customer experience that builds a brand. One source told a story about trying to buy from a small online shop, had a simple question, couldn't get an answer for days, and just gave up and bought elsewhere. So responsiveness matters.
What are the key parts of good service, according to the sources?
Having those clear return and shipping policies already saves a lot of questions. making it easy for people to contact you, email, maybe a phone number, links to social media, and having an FAQ page for common questions saves you repeating yourself. There are apps for building nice FAQ pages too.
And rewarding loyal customers.
Definitely mentioned. Offering discounts, early access to sales, special perks for repeat buyers. An app called Caro was mentioned for analyzing customer loyalty. Shopify itself lets you create discount codes or automatic discounts.
What kinds of discounts?
Lots of options. A fixed dollar amount off, a percentage off, free shipping, or buy X, get Y deals like buy one shirt, get another 50% off. For more complex discounts that apply automatically in the cart, the sources note you might need extra apps like Discount Kid or Stackable.
Am I attracting new customers? SEO.
Shopify has basic SEO tools built in. The advice is standard but important. Figure out relevant keywords for your products. Google Keyword Planner is a free tool for that, and use them naturally in your product titles, descriptions, page content. Also, pay attention to the search engine listing preview. That's the title and little description that shows up in Google. Make it compelling so people click on your link.
And email marketing seems crucial.
Oh, totally non-negotiable for e-commerce, according to the sources. You need a way to collect emails, pop-ups on your site are common, and then send out newsletters, promotions, abandoned cart reminders. Apps like Klaviyo are very popular and powerful for this, handling the email collection, sending, and analytics.
Any other ways to connect with customers?
Shopify has an app called Shopify Inbox. It lets you add a live chat widget to your store so customers can ask questions right there while they're browsing. Can be really effective.
What if you also sell in person, like at markets or a retail store?
That's where Shopify POS point of sale comes in. It's their system for handling in-person sales. The beauty is it syncs everything with your online store sales, inventory, customer data. So if you sell something in person, the online stock updates automatically. There's a POS Lite version included with plans, and a more feature-rich POS Pro for more complex retail needs.
It really sounds like Shopify is always evolving.
Mm-hmm.
What do the sources say about newer or upcoming features? Advanced stuff.
Yeah, they mention Horizon, which is like the next generation of Shopify's theme architecture, Online Store 3.0. It apparently gives developers and designers a lot more flexibility. There are already like 10 new themes built on this new system. What happens to older themes like Dawn in the long run wasn't totally clear.
Any changes to the theme editor itself?
Some usability improvements, little things like right-click menus to copy and paste sections, which sounds handy, clearer names for sections so you know what you're editing, and they're weaving in more AI.
AI in the theme editor. How?
The sources mention being able to use simple text prompts like make this banner image tilted or add a gradient background here, though they noted the customization options via AI might still be a bit limited sometimes. It's early days.
Interesting. What about the checkout? Any improvements there?
Yeah, some useful tweaks. Better ways to handle flat rate shipping if you have products from multiple vendors in one order to keep costs fair for the customer. Those accelerated checkout buttons, Shop Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay remain super important for conversion.
Anything new with those?
A key update mentioned for Apple Pay. It can now work within your customized Shopify checkout page instead of always kicking the user out to a separate Apple Pay interface. Should feel smoother. And get this, Shopify is even exploring ways to enable checkout inside platforms like Roblox.
Wow, checkout in Roblox. It's futuristic.
Definitely looking ahead. Another big AI push is connecting Shopify's product catalog to external AI agents like ChatGPT or Claude, meaning someone could be having a conversation with an AI assistant about, say, finding hiking boots, and the AI could pull recommendations directly from Shopify stores, including potentially yours.
Okay, how do I make sure my store shows up well there?
There's a brand new app the sources strongly recommend installing right away, Shopify Knowledge Base. It basically lets you feed information about your store, your policies, product details, FAQs into a database that these external AI agents can use. You can customize it, see what questions people are asking that the AI can't answer yet. It's about controlling how your brand is represented in these new AI shopping chats.
That sounds essential, actually, to
Yeah.
control the narrative.
Yeah. And the built-in Shopify AI assistant, Psychic, is also getting smarter, more languages, some basic image generation. But the real power highlighted is its ability to analyze your specific store data.
My sales data, my traffic sources.
Exactly. Your analytics, conversion rates, sales channel performance. Psychic can look at your numbers and give you actionable advice. The example given was, Psychic sees your Instagram traffic converts really well, but it's only a small part of your total sales. So it might suggest, hey, maybe you should increase your Instagram ad budget.
So it's not just data, it's tailored recommendations based on my business.
Precisely. The big takeaway was, use this tool. Ask it questions about your data. Why did sales dip last week? Which marketing channel has the best ROI? Use it to understand your own business better.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what's the big picture? We started with the problems of old school dropshipping.
Right, how it's really just a tool, a means to an end, finding that initial winning product, not the business itself.
And the real goal is that strategic shift to building a brand, which fundamentally means a great product and a great customer experience.
Often improved by really listening to what customers, especially unhappy ones, are saying about similar products out there, using that feedback to make yours better.
And Shopify acts as the toolkit for all of this. From setting up those products with all their variants, designing the look and feel with themes, organizing with collections.
Handling the crucial legal stuff, managing inventory, getting shipping sorted efficiently with tools like Shopify Shipping, taking care of customers, basic marketing, SEO, email, even integrating offline sales with POS.
Right through to the cutting edge, the new theme capabilities, checkout improvements, and these really powerful AI tools like the Knowledge Base app for external chats and Psychic for analyzing your own data.
It seems pretty clear that building a successful online business now, especially using a platform like Shopify, it's way beyond just listing items for sale. It's about crafting that brand, obsessing over the customer journey, and using the tech smartly to stand out and grow.
Which really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? With these platforms giving you AI tools that can analyze your specific business data and help you show up accurately in new kinds of shopping interactions, how might you start thinking differently about using data, not just to track results, but to actively shape your decisions and how you connect with customers in this changing world?